Welcome to my project, I Can Write Reviews. This project was created for a Level 1 Access to Business, Marketing and Events class. The Elta lesson comes at the end of an 8-week punctuation unit and served as a final assessment measuring the learner's grasp on using correct grammar and spelling in reading and writing. The purpose of this tool was to introduce review writing to the class and to encourage them to confidently read aloud via filming themselves and uploading their video to YouTube. The project is called I Can Write Reviews, but the purpose of this platform is that it can be used as a template for other writing activities such as I Can Write Poetry or I Can Write Advertising Copy, etc. As well as the online element to the project, this lesson was scaffolded by offline class activities such as whole group discussions on reviews and their importance to marketing a new project. In smaller groups, we read reviews and fed back to the class the features we liked and didn't. We looked at some reviews with punctuation missing and corrected this, along with other offline activities. The purpose of the offline work was to prepare the learners to be able to create their own review and their own recording, showing that they can understand and apply the correct grammar rules. This lesson used the blended learning approach as it combined online digital media with traditional teaching and classroom methods. I was present for the teaching for the first hour, and then the control was handed to my learners to complete the project. Whether this was at home or in class, or both, which is what I was aiming for, most of the learning was delivered via the digital platform, and I was available for driving the lesson, scaffolding the learning, and offering consultation and support for their tasks. There was also an element of flipped learning as I moved direct instruction into the learner's own space. So whether that be at home or in their own independent study time, they were able to work at their own pace using their own device. The aim of using both flipped and blended learning approaches is that the learners were able to access the content and the structure of the teaching via their own mobiles, tablets and PCs. The reason why I chose these approaches and why I believe they are innovative really lies in the way this group of learners are already taught by both myself and other teachers. Willingness to take work home or work independently on a project is almost non-existent, and I hope that using the flipped and blended learning approach, this would encourage the learners to feel confident accessing the resources from home in a way that they are extremely familiar with. The key area for focus was developing independent and home study, but it was also the aim of this learning activity to improve digital confidence, encourage engaged and focused working, and to improve the standard of the work submitted by learners. So I'm just going to show you around the site a little bit. So the site was designed to be clear and accessible to all of my learners, but if I just take you to the project page, this page was clearly designed to lay out to the learners step by step what they had to do. And whilst we were exploring the site as a class, I reminded the group that they could always refer back to this page should they forget. So you can see here a step-by-step layout of the instructions. Students were asked to select a book, film or product of their choice. They were then to use Bubbleless to mind map what would be in the review, and the purpose of this is to help them plan their own writing. They were also given a tip to find examples of similar reviews on Google, and this was all before they would go ahead and use word processing to write their review. Once they'd written their review and proofread their own and others' writing, they were then asked in pairs to record themselves reading their review and to upload it to YouTube. So on the submission page, you'll see quite clearly the rules of what the learners needed to do to pass this project. So they were to email me a print screen of their mind map, their completed proofread review, and a link to their YouTube video. There's also quite a clear deadline. As part of the website, I also included some instructions on how to use the online mind mapping tool Bubbleless. So I included some visuals in this so the learners could prepare themselves what the website was going to look like, some step-by-step instructions, and also a link to a video so they could get to grips with that. Also here I included a help writing a review page. So as lots of the learners had chosen different topics, I included help writing a movie review, and this took the learners to a different website, so they could then visit BBC GCSE Bite Size with lots of tips about how to plan and write a film review. There was also some tips on how to write a book review and an outside source there as well. And then lastly, because these are marketing and event students, I also gave some tips on how to write a product review. So all of the learners successfully completed the project, and 100% of them actually finished this at home ready for the next lesson. So if I just take you to our YouTube page, I was quite surprised to see that all of them had completed the project without any of my support. Here we can watch a video of Jordan, one of my learners who had actually been absent for the first class, completing his upload part of the project.
I like the story of Breaking Bad. It is really interesting. It tells the life of a chemistry teacher who gets diagnosed with lung cancer and who is unable to pay his cancer treatment, but ends up finding a way of making loads of money. The one thing I really like about this TV series is the build-up of drama in this. One thing I don't like about the TV series is the ending. They could have done more things with the storyline. The ending was a bit rushed and they could have done something else with it. The cast of the series are very talented and professional. I really enjoyed the acting and the setting of this story. I like the
So as you can see, Jordan successfully uploaded himself reading his review that he'd written in his own words to YouTube. The purpose of the assessment was to see whether the learners had grasped how punctuation can affect when reading aloud. So as part of the project, I also asked some of my learners what they thought about the online platform, and we can see a video of their feedback here.
Everything. I think it was good. It was
interesting. We learned a lot.
Use our skills from our previous lessons and put them into actions.
Helpful because you've given us like the way we want to do it, the way we set it up, but you were also there to help us if we needed it.
You allowed us to advance our skills in that area.
I found it a little bit difficult because I wasn't in for the previous lesson, so I wasn't sure of what I had to do.
More teacher interaction.